everyone. I am back. Before I get into my project here, I'm going to kind of go quickly through this because I already got my resin mixed up for this. I got my other Timu package in today. So one of the first things I got in here, this is pretty much small. I thought I was going to be a little bit bigger. This is for nail art. It's just like letters and stuff. The way these are supposed to work is you take your gel and you smear it on there, and it makes the letters and stuff. So I was going to give this a try with my UV resin to see if I could get this to work. So that is that one. And then I also got this one. It's kind of the same thing. Put this behind it so you can potentially see it a little bit better. But it's the same thing. It's just this one's more of kind of fancier writing. This is the one I'm going to test this out for a project that I'm doing here for this project, and hopefully it'll work. If not, we'll figure something else out. But one of the other cool things that I found is this. It's like a little claw mold. So I thought that was pretty neat. You know, if you have anything with like dragons or anything on that like that, you want to do some embellishment. So I'm going to give this a try as well. And then I found these cool steampunk dragon stickers. So I got these specifically for this project that I'm going to do. Now, the project itself, I am going to be pouring this little utensil holder thing. I'm not entirely sure how much resin I'm going to need for this, so I mixed up a total of 600 millimeters of resin. What I'm going to try and do for the holder itself is I am using my Pure Glossy Tea Expert resin. And then for my coloring, I'm using my metallic pigment paste with the green and the black. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to pour both the black and green at the same time in the hopes that they kind of blend together a little bit in places. So I'm going to do, I believe it's called a dirty pour, and I'm going to have my fingers crossed that it turns out how I want. If not, I can always try again. So I got my black and my green mixed up in my large containers here, and I'm just going to start pouring. So I'm going to start with just my black and green going all the way around here. Kind of fill it up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to switch sides. And I'm going to pour on top of them. Alrighty. Okay. Move a couple things around here. So I'm going to very carefully attempt to lift this out of my way without spilling. Put that over here to cure. Actually, I think I might need to top that off just a little bit more. Not too much. All right. So then for this one, just because this is a smaller mold, I mixed up my black and green in these cups because they have this lip here, so I figured it'd be more of a controlled pour. So this one, for the claws, I'm just going to pour the colors in at the same time, and we'll just kind of see how they mix together. Oh, I suppose I should also, because these claws go underneath, kind of give it a little squeeze to try and make sure we got bubbles out. Not quite going how I wanted. There we go. Okay. There we go. Like it never happened. Now I am, again, going to try and carefully just give these other ones a little squeeze. It's mainly just the tip of the claw that I'm worried about not getting resin in it, so. Alrighty, that should be good. Set those aside. Okay, I believe that is all for that for now. I'm going to find something to pour this extra resin in, and then I'll come back and I will give the lettering a try. And we'll see if we can get that to work for us. So I will be back in just a little bit. Hey guys, so I am back. My little claws have cured. The container itself is cured. I just want to show real quick. I had way too much resin mixed up, so for some extra pieces, I did a set of eggs, which turned out pretty awesome. I did a set of globes or spheres. That again turned out pretty cool. And then, like I said, I made way too much resin. So I did a cool little turtle. And then I also did, sorry for the chair noises, it creaks a lot. I did this little gecko here too. So those turned out pretty awesome. So I just want to show you guys. In the meantime though, I'm going to go ahead and work on demolding my claws. I was kind of looking at these. I think they did kind of bubble. I didn't squeeze enough or get it in there enough, so it's unfortunate. I'm probably going to try and pour these again. See if I can get it to work better. When I was initially pouring these, I was pouring it way too quickly. Like I said, I had already mixed my resin up when I did them, so I was trying to work too fast. But overall, I think they're pretty cool. You know, if you want to add some accessories to any kind of a project. Yeah, like every single one of these has a bubble at the tip of the claw. I think 2 of them turned out all right. Yeah, this one turned out pretty good. That one's got a bubble. That one turned out. So yeah, there are those. And then for the main event piece, ow. Look at that. Try and get this peeled back. And then gotta get the insert parts loose. Can't be nice. Work with me. There we go. This one to come loose. And we are in business. Maybe. There we go. Awesome. Look at that. That is nice. Lots of nice color. So my thinking with this is I was going to take these claws and I was going to put them around the rims. Then I was also thinking maybe like on the back, kind of putting them in rows, just give it a little accent. So I'm not entirely sure which way I'm going to go yet. Like I said, I got to redo my claws because they all, for the most part, bubbled up at the end there, and it's kind of sharp, and so don't need anyone getting cut. I'm going to be a little bit of a perfectionist with this project because this is going to be a gift for Miss Marvelous Marva over at Marvelous Artsy. She gave me a good shout out, and she's been giving me a lot of advice and stuff, so I wanted to make something for her. I also have to put on this. I don't know if these are going to fit because they're a little bit bigger than I anticipated. I'm going to try to get them on there, but I have my steampunk dragons that I ordered for this piece. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. So maybe I could put it on the sides like this. It's not going to be visible very well. I wanted to put them on the front, but like I said, they're a little bit bigger than I thought. I wonder if I could get one like inside there. I don't know. I'll see. So yeah, I am going to pause this real quick. I want to get another set of the claws poured before I do anything else, and then I will be back when that's all set, and we'll continue working on this. Till then, see ya. All right, guys, I am back, and I got my new set of claws poured. I checked on these ones, after they sat for a little bit, and there was still some bubbles down in the claw, but I managed to catch it in time and squeeze those little buggers out. So I now have a total of 8 usable flawless claws to finish my project here. The only thing is the black. I ended up pouring more of the black in these than the green. It's the only thing that kind of slightly upsetting for me, but it's all right. It'll be all right. And then of the last set that I did have 2 that were usable. I wasn't sure how I wanted to attach these. I was considering trying my my B7000 glue that I got. I did a test piece on one of my mess ups last night and it didn't really stick. So, with the 2 good ones I had, I went ahead and put 2 on here already. I'll show you how I did it, but just a quick explanation. I used UV resin essentially to put them on there. So, how I did this, I just kind of rearranged a bunch of stuff in my room, so I'm going to be looking for things now. How I did this was I took my UV resin and I just put some in a little cup to work with here. And then I kind of did this 2 ways. So I put just a very small, actually, you know what? I used the wrong resin. Skip that. I'm using the high viscosity for this because it's thicker. The regular UV resin has a low viscosity and it's a little bit runnier. So to prevent from having that runniness while I'm trying to work with things here, I am using the high viscosity. This one's actually nearing its end. So, luckily, I got stock. You got stock options for our UV resin. Okay. All right. So, like I said, I was just going through and putting a small amount around the edge. I'm just going to start this one over here. Sorry for the creakiness again. Let that one dry. Okay, new bottle comes out fast, remember that. So just a thin amount around just the outer edge. I don't want it going in the center because it's kind of bowed down. And like I said, this is a gift for someone and I want to send something with uncured resin out. Okay. Set that aside. So then I just find my place for it. Set her down. And then I come in with my UV torch and just give it a quick set so that it stays in place. I don't know if I'm actually in view here. Okay. And then just to make sure it stays in place, I came in with my little dotting tool here. Sorry about that, guys. Goofy old me forgot that when you move something to the trash, it still takes up space on your phone until you delete it from the trash. So my phone just yelled at me that my storage was full. So, pardon that interruption. Like I was saying, I just came in with my little tool here with a dot of resin on it and just kind of dab some in there around where the edge is, just to kind of help seal it in place, give it a little extra security, while at the same time trying to make it look nice. You ever do something like this and you'll feel like a resin welder? So that's essentially kind of the effect that I'm going for here with this technique, is it kind of looks like a weld. And as I go around, I just grab my little UV torch, give it a quick cure so that the resin doesn't drip as I'm working around the edges here. And then afterwards, I will take my Let's Resin lamp and I will put this under it and give it a full cure. Okay. So that's just how I've been attaching these. I'm going to go ahead and work on the rest of these, and then I will be back when they're all on and secure, and I'll show you how it looks. See you then. All right, I am back. So I got them all on there. I think that this piece has turned out absolutely wonderful. Look at that. I love it. I'm happy with it. The only thing I'm considering doing, because like I said, this is a gift for Marva over at Marvelous Artsy, so I was considering putting her logo on the front here. However, I'm not sure how I want to do the writing. I was trying to see if I could copy her thing, but at the same point, I feel like that's kind of like her personal signature. So I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. I might just leave it. I might try and write it on there. The only other thing that I know for sure that I'm going to do with this is I have my mom sent this over to me. This is a triple thick crystal clear glaze. So I was considering using, well, I want to use this to try and spray the stickers. They are vinyl stickers, but I do want to put some kind of a coating on it just to make sure that they don't get, ruined like this one in here. When you're putting stuff in and out, I don't want it. I want this to last her a little while. So, yeah. Outside of that, that is all for this project. Hope you guys enjoy the video. This was made with all the love I could put into it. Yeah, so that is all for now. I will see you guys for my next project. Thank you. Oh, remember, stay creative, everyone. Bye.